The desert wind moved softly across the golden dunes, the same way it had for centuries. Yet the year was 1968, and the sands of the Arabian Peninsula were about to witness a historic transformation, one that would turn scattered sheikdoms into one of the most successful nations on earth. This is the story of how the United Arab Emirates became a country and how it achieved extraordinary success in such a short time. Long before the UAE existed, the region was known as the Trucial States, named after a series of peace treaties signed with the British in the 1800s. The 7 Emirates, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al-Quwain, Fujairah, and Ras Al Khaimah, were independent, each ruled by its own sheikh. Life was peaceful but difficult. The main sources of income were pearl diving, fishing, and small-scale trade. There were no modern schools, no big hospitals, and hardly any paved roads. Sandstorms and summer heat made daily life a constant challenge. People survived with courage, patience, and unity, but the region lacked the strength of a modern state. Everything began to change in the mid-1900s. A world turning upside down. By the 1960s, the world was transforming. Countries were gaining independence, global trade was expanding, and modern technology was entering every part of life. Around this time, oil was discovered in Abu Dhabi and later in Dubai, opening the door to economic growth. But suddenly, in 1968, the British government announced that it would withdraw from the Gulf by the end of 1971. This decision created uncertainty. Who would protect the Emirates? Who would manage their resources? How would they build a future without external support? It was clear that the Emirates needed to stand together. The meeting that changed everything. In February 1968, a historic meeting took place at Al Sami, a quiet area between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Here, 2 visionary leaders met. Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, ruler of Dubai. They sat together in a simple tent, drank Arabic coffee, and talked about the future of their people. They understood that unity was the only way forward in a rapidly changing world. After hours of discussion, they agreed to create a federation, a union that would bring strength, stability, and prosperity. The idea of unity was powerful, but it was not simple. Each emirate had its own traditions, priorities, and concerns. For a time, Qatar and Bahrain were also part of the discussions, but they eventually chose independence. The remaining emirates pushed forward with determination. Sheikh Zayed remained calm, patient, and hopeful. He believed that unity was the dream worth fighting for. On the 2nd of December 1971, 6 emirates, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al-Quwain, and Fujairah, gathered at Union House in Dubai and signed a temporary constitution. That day, the United Arab Emirates was officially born. Sheikh Zayed became the first president. Sheikh Rashid became the vice president and prime minister. The new nation stood as a symbol of hope in the Middle East. A few months later, on the 10th of February 1972, Ras Al Khaimah also joined the union, completing the family of 7 emirates. Sheikh Zayed's leadership was based on wisdom, kindness, and long-term vision. His words guided the nation. Unlike some countries, the UAE did not waste its oil wealth. Instead, it used oil revenue to develop modern highways, airports and ports, hospitals and clinics, universities and schools, housing for citizens, electricity, water systems, and infrastructure. Oil was not the end. It was only the beginning. The UAE opened its doors to people from everywhere: engineers, doctors, teachers, businessmen, and skilled workers. This diversity helped the UAE learn from the world while preserving its culture. This is why Dubai became a global city and Abu Dhabi a center of diplomacy and culture. Within just a few decades, the UAE transformed more than some nations do in centuries. Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest tower, Palm Jumeirah, an engineering marvel, Etihad Towers, Dubai Metro, Louvre Abu Dhabi, and many more. In 2021, the UAE's Hope probe successfully reached Mars, making it the first Arab nation to begin a space mission. From the desert winds to Mars orbit, the UAE's story is a journey of hope, courage, and unstoppable progress. This is how the UAE became not just a country, but an inspiration for the world.